Hi, hello everyone. Today is gonna be a short stream. I'm just gonna be shiny hunting. I really don't want to deal with a lot. I just got out of work, had something to eat, got, dressed down, and, got into my PJs, as they say. But yeah, it's gonna be an easy day, slow day, just shiny hunting, trying to enjoy the time here. But yeah, let's get this started, shall we? So sadly, I haven't found a way to put a counter other than, do it manually. So we're just gonna go ahead and check how many Wooloo we've battled to find out how much we actually progressed. Let's see. This 133 Wooloos. I guess we're almost there to the 500 count before we get increased odds. So let's get started. Like I said, it's gonna be a short stream. I'm not gonna be streaming too long. I'm just a little tired from work. Had me doing everything with bit of work. But hopefully tomorrow's an easier day at work. It seems everything's set up correctly. I just want to make sure. Set correctly now. I'm sorry if I'm not gonna talk too much in this stream. I just am really tired. I was moving stuff around the whole store I was working at. tinkering here in the system. I can't fix anything else. I know you might see a very blurry line go through the screen every so often. I tried to fix it as much as I could. I couldn't. So we're just gonna go ahead and play like this. We're just gonna be shiny hunting where we're not going to the extremes, you know, playing a very complicated game that requires a lot of motor skills and perfect detail in order to play it. It's just shiny hunting. And hopefully we might get this stream because it'll be really exciting as we did. So let's try to do that. I'm not sure if I should just, you know, play a little bit shiny hunt and then move on to a different game. There's a game that I've been wanting to play. I already started the intro for it, but I'm not willing to use my money to go ahead and make it easier on myself. So it's a game that was popular back then. It's no longer popular now. People don't even play it anymore. But you know, I thought might as well give it a chance. You know, it's gonna be mostly the game. It's gonna be Pokemon Quest if we do get to it. If not, we'll go ahead and just, you know, continue shiny hunting towards the end. But you know, like I said, it's a short stream. Depends on how I'm feeling, how tired I am. I might cut it short, or you know, might go ahead and do something else. Now we'll just try our best. Shiny hunt. Hopefully we get shiny Wooloo. If not, well, we can always either end stream and, you know, or go into Pokemon Quest because I know that a lot of people used to shiny hunt there. I'm not gonna do that. Only crazy people do that. I don't do that. Shiny hunting full odds here, and you know, in the newer games, it's much easier than shiny hunting back then. The odds were even worse. Which I actually wanted to do, but sadly I don't have the cartridge nor the capture card to do that. So yeah, that's the plan. The plan is just, you know, try and hunt for some while. If we get nothing, might as well jump to a different Pokemon game, play around, and you know, end stream after that. So yeah, I'm not planning on doing a long stream. Might be a really short stream. said I'm gonna try something. One of my friends used to do this back then when we used to hang out. But hopefully it works now. Let me see if I see a Wooloo. Wow, no Wooloos. There it is. When I encounter this Wooloo, it's gonna be shiny. Shiny now. No, I guess it didn't work. Should work. Every time we did it, we usually would get we'd be able to capture the Pokemon easy. Like Pokemon now. And then boom, capture complete. Alright, let me try with a different Voodoo. Maybe this one wasn't the lucky one. Let me see. There's the shiny one. There we go. Check this out. And shiny. Close. We're getting closer. Every single time we get to the next one, we get closer to the shiny. Now gotta make this interesting. I'm also falling asleep. Let's find one more Wooloo and we'll do that trick. Hopefully it works and we can stop shiny hunting Wooloo and move on to the next one. See, nope. Luckily that wasn't shiny. That's not my target. Shiny now. Come on. Hey, it's bound to happen. Just gotta repeat it. Gotta repeat the process, you know what I mean? Let me just take it down. We'll get next one should be shiny. 100%. Let's see. There it is. That's the shiny one. Look. Let's bang. Aww. No, I was close. That could have been right there. That could have ended the whole hunt right there. The game is telling me I gotta keep hunting. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but what is it, like 10 years ago? Wow, I'm really old. But 10 years ago, I started watching the series called Supernatural. Now, the reason I started watching that series 10 years ago was because it was recommended to me by a friend. Now, usually, I don't really watch, shows that my friends recommend me. Usually, they're not that interesting. So, I thought might as well give it a try. Watch the first 2 episodes. Maybe it's a good show. And guess what? Ended up being a really good show. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes, so I kept on watching. And it was back then when I was still in high school. I was in high school. I was watching Supernatural while doing my homework because straight A student. That's right, the straight A student I was. Then I got university, and then everything went downhill after that. But we don't talk about university. But yeah, the show Supernatural, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I watched, I think, the full series within one day. Which at first I didn't think it was possible, but I still did it. But it was the weekend as well. It was, it was Friday. I decided to, binge watch it. Saturday, I don't have school. And boom, ended up being one of the greatest shows that I've seen. Now, I think I got to season 7 or season 8, and afterwards, I gave up. I'm like, okay, this is too many seasons for me. I decided, it's a lot of seasons, I don't want to keep watching, and then they recommended it to my other friend, which at the time he didn't like scary stuff, so he didn't want to watch it. So what they told him, hey, why don't you just skip the beginning, season 1, 2, or 3, and jump straight to season 4 or 5, I think, and it's less scary. And like, oh come on, you made me watch the whole series from season 1, but for this person, you're gonna tell him, oh no, you can go ahead and skip season 1, 2, and 3 and just forget about that. I'm thinking, come on, how's that fair? Then again, he didn't like scary stuff, so it was understandable at that time. But I'm thinking, it's all fictional. Half of it, it's a myth. But I think that's the reason I started, enjoying mostly things, supernatural stuff. The book, the writings, all that made it even better. Yeah, but that was like the first series I ever watched on Netflix, and I'll be honest with you guys, it was a really good one. I do recommend it. If you haven't seen Supernatural, highly recommend it, which most of you should have seen already. It's been out for, like I said, over 10 years. So, let's see, what else have I been watching? You know what? After, Supernatural, disappointed me after, multiple seasons being out and still not ending, and not ending until, if I reach the end when I decide not to stop watching it. My sister got me hooked on these K-dramas. It started with simple stuff, the K-drama here, K-drama episode there. Then, she came back home, and, she started watching K-dramas all the time. I had to go back to work, come back, watch a K-drama, go back to work. And that's when I realized, damn, K-dramas are really taking over the whole United States. And the worst thing is, like, lately right now, I've seen a lot of Korean products being sold at much higher rate than back then. So that K-drama, K-pop, K-drama, K everything, it's really going up. Let's see, what have I been doing recently? Nowadays, legitimately just work, eat, take a shower, sleep, head back to work. And during my days off, I sleep, wake up, eat something, go back to sleep, or I don't know, watch a movie. And that's what I've been doing recently. I mean, not much different. The good news is, there's no such thing as homework. Like, you gotta take homework with you and you gotta finish your homework. I'll be honest with you, homework, I will never give assigned homework. If I was a teacher, I would never give homework. That's one of my opinions. I think homework, it's unnecessary. I think the best homework you can give a student is to be outside and play. Either whatever they want. They can, play baseball, soccer, football, basketball, hide and seek, I don't know, frisbee, go walk with dogs. The best thing the best homework I can think of is, be outside 30 minutes and tell me how you spend those 30 minutes. That's it. I think that's the best thing, and that's what's needed right now. That's my controversial take. People need to go outside for some sun, For me, I like to go outside, fire up the grill, put some charcoal there, put some firewood there, let it burn a little bit. And sometimes I'll just go out there just to burn firewood. I don't even cook anything on it. I just burn firewood. So those are things that I enjoy. I mean, that's my own take. Ever since I'm, young, and I mean young because I'm quite old right now. I mean, most people say, "Oh, I'm still in the mid stages." You're still young, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not young. I'm 20 years old. I'm 28. I'm old. So you might think, well, what is this old guy doing playing Pokemon? Well, I grew up with Pokemon. Pokemon was my comfort zone. I would go outside and play Pokemon with my friends when they were available. Because most of the time, they were not. And other times, I wasn't available because I had homework and I had to keep straight A's. But yeah, I grew up with Pokemon. I enjoy Pokemon. Down the lineup, I found out shiny hunting. Once I found shiny hunting, I thought, it's a good thing. It's an achievement that most people don't get, and it was a really, really fun surprise when you first got one without even knowing. Like for me, my first shiny, which I didn't even know about shiny Pokemon because Red Gyarados doesn't count, was a shiny Ponyta. I saw the blue flames. I'm like, wow, I need to catch that Ponyta. Can't let it escape. I caught it without even realizing it was a shiny Pokemon. But then again, I was like, what, 10 years old, 11 years old? I'm like, holy damn. Yeah, so my first shiny was a Ponyta, which is one of the reasons it's one of my favorite Pokemon. And I afterwards I like, okay, Ponyta. And then after that, I think a year later when I'm not sure when Diamond Pearl came out. I'm not even sure when it actually came out, Diamond Pearl. I did a replay on my Diamond Pearl. My Pokemon Diamond. I was going through the same path where you go to get Gible. And then I got a shiny Bronzor. I was like, man, dude, a green Bronzor. Gotta catch that one. I almost lost it, I'll be honest with you. I had to use the Great Ball. Not the best Pokemon, but it did its job. It caught Bronzor. Which I'm not even sure if I have anymore to copy itself. Now I wish I could show it to you guys, but I don't have a good capture card to, show you guys how it looks. Let's see. And after I grew up and I played Pokemon Go when it first released, and then dropped it for a couple of years, then got back into it afterwards. But even right now, I'm pretty sure I'm actually playing Pokemon Go right now as we're shiny hunting. Might as well play some Pokemon Go. I'm relaxing, trying to chill, from work. Got decompress. They're asking for miracles to be done with no people available. But I enjoy my job. I mean, I enjoyed having to move around, lift stuff, change stuff, organize stuff. It's much better than sitting all day doing obviously nothing. So for me, it's a win. I get paid to, move stuff around, organize stuff, change stuff out to sell higher product. Like those are things that everybody does. Let's see what else. What can I talk about? Because I'm running out of topics. I didn't even write a topic list. I'm just making them as I go. Let's see. Why did I start with sword? Let's see. Yeah, let's go with that topic. Pokemon Sword. So, Pokemon Sword was the one I have in my Switch, which I was able to connect to a cheap capture card that I was able to buy off Walmart for, I believe, $20, which is the reason you will see a line across the stream. That's the quality I have, since most of my money goes to bills. And for people telling me, that might tell me, well, you get paid. Well, don't you? I am right below the average in pay, and I make more than twice the minimum. So that's what minimum here in Texas, at least. Minimum here in Texas 750, so I'll give you a hint. I make a little bit more than double. And it's expensive. At first I didn't realize how expensive stuff was. I thought everything was, available. You could just work like a 2 hour shift and you get paid enough to buy yourself, a nice cool drink, and then back then a video game be like, heck yeah, I can buy myself a video game. Now I'm like, holy damn, I need to work 5 hours to get a video game. But then I realized for 5 hours of work, I get over 1,000 hours of enjoyment. So, might be worth it, might not be worth it. Depends how you see it. And sadly, I didn't talk much in the beginning of the stream, and if you did make it this far, congrats, you made it this far, 45 minutes plus. But yeah, let's see what's a topic we can talk about. I gotta talk to myself to make conversation. My chat is lonely. There's nobody here. Talking to myself like a madman. I'm just joking with you guys. I do play most of the time just for enjoyment. If you guys do come and watch, thank you so much for watching. If you don't, might as well, drop a follow. Or in this case, if you're on YouTube, subscribe and drop a like. But yeah, let's keep the trend going. Yeah, this might be a short stream, but I'm getting back into the game of things, It's getting easier and easier. I still gotta wake up early tomorrow to go to work, but that's tomorrow's problem. Today we're playing Pokemon and we're shiny hunting this Wooloo. And I will get that Wooloo. I already have its nickname ready. It's one of my followers. That's right. If you follow me on Twitch, you might get the chance to have your name on shiny Pokemon. And it just so happens that I do have a follower that its name, who shall not be named until we get the shiny Wooloo, will be named on this Wooloo. So, if you are part of the stream and you follow the stream, you might get your chance to have shiny Pokemon with your name on it. Your Twitch handle name, not your real name. Your Twitch handle. Yeah, I should clarify that. It's gotta be your Twitch handle, not your real name. Unless you want your first legal name. But that's up to you guys. I'm not gonna put pressure on that. I'll just use your Twitch handle. As for YouTube subscribers, if you do want to watch more content, want me to interact with all of you guys, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow the twitch.tv/Legacy Uncut channel. You won't regret it. I've been humbled so many times in my life that at the end of the day, I enjoy most things I do. And one of my favorite pastimes, which most people don't know because I don't tell them, is fishing. I enjoy fishing, and I wish I could do fishing streams, but with my full-time job taking most of my time and having random unpredicted schedules, and they can say, well, we have a prediction, we tell you two weeks ahead of time your schedule. Yeah, most of the time it's either go to work late and come back early in the morning. By that time, when I'm back, guess what? I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I am severely sleepy. What's the word? Severely without sleep. Deprived of sleep. So I gotta pass out Gotta eat something, pass out in the couch or in the bed, and wake up like 5 hours later when it's 9 or 10 p.m. and I realize my whole day is gone. Yeah, that's pretty much. And then they give you, oh, we're gonna give you a day off, but it's gonna be one of those late days where you have to stay late. And when you get out, it's almost midnight. And then tomorrow, you can't wake up early to do what you want, unless you don't sleep, which technically I've done before. I decided to, not go to bed, stay up all night, scrolling through TikTok, going through YouTube shorts, analyzing everything. And most people say, I don't analyze, I just scroll. That's a lie. You analyze everything. You stay and watch certain TikTok videos. Everybody knows that. But yes, so one of my favorite pastimes is fishing and burning firewood. And if I could, I'll be out there in nature, building a campfire on a tent, burning it down, and having no tent whatsoever. Just joking with you guys. Have a campfire outside, have a little tent out next to it, get nice and warm and cozy. Most people say, why don't you just do it? Well, I got bills. And for people say, bills are for losers. Bills are for people who are responsible and take accountability for their actions. Like me, if I don't pay, my house gets revoked, my car gets repossessed, and I end up with nothing. So yes, I am responsible. I hold myself accountable, and I humble myself every single day when I see a luxurious car, which is the Corvettes that are flying around, here in Texas, that they think they're pretty cool, but they're not cool because they're just Corvettes. I'll be honest with you, my first sports car was a Mustang back then, and then it changed to a Camaro when the Transformers movie came out. And then I saw the Corvette trying to copy the Ferrari's design. I'm like, holy shit, they're trying to fight. And then I realized Ferrari has that reputation where I am the expensive brand, and Corvette's like, I am expensive enough for you to call yourself rich. And then people are gonna find me in the comment section telling me like, hey, Corvettes are expensive and luxurious. You can't say that. I just did. I'm not a Corvette guy, dude. I'm not even a car guy, to be honest with you. I used to drive a beat up Jeep for the past, 8 years. I recently traded up to a small little car. And once it rains, I cannot drive because it will flood itself with the terrible drainage we have. And I'll be honest with you, I had this big aspirations that I wanted to do. And I would scroll this TikTok, and sometimes TikTok will give me, those inspirational, motivational speeches saying that God gave you these inspiration, these big dreams, because He knows you can do it. And I believe that. I'll be honest with you, I do believe that. So that's why I'm out here streaming, trying to get noticed, playing Pokemon, playing Minecraft, enjoying life, living it while I can. That's right. I'm enjoying life while playing Pokemon, going to work, while driving, while realizing that everything I do is to have a peaceful, better, successful, humble life. And if people and I'm gonna say this right now, if I ever do become big on stream and I become an arrogant person, I mean arrogant asshole, I want you in chat to look this or look through all my streams and tell me, hey, this guy is a bad guy. Look at you. You said you would do this and now you're trying to be arrogant. Flip it, show it to me so I can then get humbled. Humble me so bad. That's right. Because my aspirations has never been to be selfish. My aspiration has always been be selfish when you can, but help others whenever you can, whenever it's available. I've done that. I never really thought about that, but from time to time, I'm not sure why people will sometimes be attracted to me, like I'm like a sort of beacon, or maybe an easy target. I'm not sure, or they see I'm gullible enough to fall for their fake stories. But I try to see the good in people. Like this one time, this lady approached me. I was in the store by myself. I was, shopping. This lady approached me. She said she needed money for gas. She said she was willing to buy my groceries if I could go ahead and pay for her gas because she didn't have, cash on her. She had one of those what's it called? Those cards that only allow you to buy food. I think food stamps. I think it was food stamps. I'm not sure. And if I was willing to go out there, pay for cash and fill up her car, and I told her, you don't have to sell me anything. You don't have to pitch me anything. I know God is watching me. I know He's seeing everything I've done. All those people, she came to me because she walked past multiple people. She passed like 4 or 5 people. Some young, some old, some, a couple. And then she didn't stop to anyone. She came directly to me as I had my shopping cart. She was like, oh, could you, lend me cash so I can go ahead and fill up the car with gas? And I try to respect everyone. I try to be humble. I try to understand that I am not a person, that is arrogant enough to say I can do whatever I want, because I'll be honest, I do have some arrogance to the point where if I don't know something, I'll try to figure it out. But in this case, I trusted my gut to say that she didn't have to buy me anything. I took out my wallet, took out 20 bucks and told her, here are 20 bucks, fill your car with gas. I trust that you will make the right decision for it. I'm not gonna, hold your hand. I'm not gonna go ahead and be like, oh yes, just pay for everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and, change it out and have an honest conversation with you guys. It's always been like that. I mean, people have always been attracted to me in that form, that they feel a sense of security. But at the end of the day, I decided to trust her, give her 20 bucks so she can go ahead and put gas in her car. Afterwards, I haven't seen her. Well, I'll be honest with you, I won't be able to recognize her since I wasn't really paying attention to her face, but rather the story she gave me. And I hope she's doing fine. I hope that she's doing great, because I'll be honest with you guys, it's tough out there. It's really tough. She was by herself. She was carrying her baby. I thought the best decision I could make, was help her out. Give her 20 bucks. Hopefully, that made her day. That made her feel better. Made her trust more people because of me. But that's pretty much it. I mean, I think it's better to stay humble than to, grow arrogant and rich. So, if I ever do become big, I want you guys to clip this video and send it to me whenever I become an asshole. Because if I do become an asshole, I just fucking deserve it. I definitely deserve it. It's something that, you have to grow up in to understand. I'm not in a situation where I have to go through all of these difficulties, but rather I grew up with them. So I know the struggle. I know what it means to, go out there and hustle for money and, try to make ends meet. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm fortunate enough to, have my family with me, able to have, a good standing with them. And whenever I need them, they're always there because they've always been there. So, yeah. So fun story, isn't it, huh? quite sad. I'm just gonna go ahead and use all the flame charge power points, and that's gonna be it for stream. I think it was a good stream. I know I'm not sure if most of you guys enjoyed it, but you know, we had a nice chat. It was good. We had a great conversation starter. But hopefully, you know, it could be better. But anyway, guys, let's just get this done with. Hopefully, you guys enjoy my story, enjoy what I watch, my pastime, you know, fishing. And, you know, maybe you guys can recommend me a series to watch. You know, you might never know. Not a movie. I mean, most of the movies I watch are technically reruns or rewatchable. Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean, Disney films. You know, not the nostalgic ones, not the new ones. The back then when the movies were actually good, not the new movies we have currently. But yeah. But I want to say thank you guys for sticking around. You know, it's not easy to, you know, talk to yourself and just say the same words over and over, but it's understandable that some of you might get bored, might find better videos, better content creators to watch. Nothing. But I'm out here, you know, enjoying life, taking it easy, getting off work, decompressing, enjoying every single bit of entertainment I can before having to wake up tomorrow and go back to work. Let's see how many more charges. Oh, that's the last one. Well, sadly, guys, we were not able to find the shiny Wooloo on this stream. I do appreciate everybody who came by and watched. As for YouTube, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did make it this far, because I doubt you made it this far, it's an hour long. Most of you have clicked out within the 5 minutes that I set up stream. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me just go ahead and heal up Scorbunny, or should I say Bugs, and we'll end the game the same way we ended the last stream, doing a spin and a rock and roll stance. So yep, let me go ahead, head back to the bridge. Hopefully I don't mess up. But here we go. At the bridge and take stands. Heck yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe, if I get out of work and early and I have enough time to go ahead and start stream again.